it won't show at all. Either way it go. You see it, okay. Some people see it, some people don't. Hello. Hey, Nita. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. And the goddamn go people cutting their lawns. Ugh. Hold on, y'all. Okay, I will go watch the video and watch it when you come back. Okay, Sharon. Thank you. Hi, Tony. Good morning. Good morning. We've got a lot to cover. I'm going to try to do my best to cover it. Take a breather. I will this weekend. I'll take my breather this weekend. Hello, anybody in YouTube land. Good morning. I've been up since 5:30 a.m. And I still got a whole nother job. Hey, Hey, Risa. I'm nervous about so much. I know. It makes sense to be nervous. It's a lot coming down the pipeline, especially what just happened earlier this morning. I'm trying to wait for people to get in so I can get this party started right. Let's get the hearts pumping, people. I don't know what's going on. Let's get the hearts pumping. Y'all know how to keep the live moving. Hearts, but no gifts just yet. Let's wait on the gifts. Wait till I start talking, then to give the gifts. Hi, Crystalline. Hi, Tia. Hi, Cheryl. Hello, people in YouTube land. Yeah. Let's wait. Let's wait. If you guys can see my recap video, let me know. If you can't, let me know. I'm just trying to take like a little headway. Let's keep the hearts pumping. Keep the hearts pumping. I'm trying to wait for people to get in here because people always talk about they get in here late and they don't get to see nothing. Good morning, Find a Way. Good morning. Good morning, Nisha. Good morning, Maria. Hi, good morning. If you can see my recap video, if you came here from my recap video, let me know. It's the Thursday recap. Yes, it's the Thursday recap. Y'all remember, today is Friday. I do whatever happened yesterday. I give you a full recap of what happened yesterday. I can't give you a recap of what happens today because today ain't ended. Okay. Please make sure y'all like, comment, and share. All right. So shit just got real. I'm going to go ahead and report this now because this is vital. The Supreme Court will be making rulings all day today. All day today, the Supreme Court will be making rulings, and they will be and this is their last day in session. This is literally their last day in session. So they will be making rulings on everything from birthright citizenship to if healthcare providers should provide medication for HIV, shit like that. So, they just ruled on birthright citizenship. Supreme Court 6-3. Y'all already know who the three are. The three liberals. Jackson, shit, I can't remember them right now. But the three liberal, the Democratic voted against this shit, and the 6 conservative, MAGA-loving, white Christian nationalists, and then that black man that think he white voted for it. So birthright citizenship, thank you, Keegan and Sotomayor. Birthright citizenship is basically gone in states that have not filed an injunction for them to be stayed. Okay? So if you are in a red state and you are here on birthright citizenship, I suggest you pack up and move. Because they're going to try to get y'all asses out of the country. They're going to say your birthright citizenship is non and void. It's gone. They're saying that the judges, federal judges, cannot rule over the whole country. They can only rule in their area and their state. So if your state has not filed to make this, to fight against this, against Trump and that executive order that birthright citizenship is null and void, which means that you're not a citizen of the United States. That means when your parents came here and they had you and you were born on U.S. soil, still not a citizen, sweetheart. I mean, they just arrested a man that was born to 2 military parents on a military base. They shipped his ass back to Germany. They said Germany is not part the God damn it. Sorry, I have ADHD. I can't. They said this man, I'm reporting this on for Monday's recap, but they said this man, because he was born on a U.S. base in Germany, he's still not a U.S. citizen. You know how many children were born on U.S. military bases in different countries? So every child born on a U.S. base in a different country is going to have to be deported? No, I'm not playing with y'all. I'm dead ass serious. It's supposed to be in my recap for next week, and I'm still going to report it. But yes, this just happened. I know y'all can hear them because I can hear them. Dang, man. Find another place to work. I know you're trying to do your job, but shit, I can't hear myself think. I'm going to get it up for y'all real quick. Did I not save it? No, I thought I saved it. I cannot think straight with this goddamn thing going on in the background. I'm gonna find it for you, but yes, he was sent back to Germany. He was sent back to Germany. So we don't know if that's gonna be for everybody that was born on a military base outside of the country. Because in my process, if you're born on a U.S. military base, you're American because your parents are American. His father was in the Marine Corps. He was a U.S. Marine. And they sent him back to Germany. And he's a black man, yes. He's a black man. So, if any of y'all know anybody that was born on a military base outside of the United States, please talk to them. Thank you. Please talk to them because that is bullshit. Now you're telling people who are American are not American. Was in Germany when I was born in Germany. Ooh, shit. I have 2 children military. Were they born outside of the United States on a military base? I am born on a military base in Germany. Y'all, I'm just saying, this just happened to a guy. It was reported. Y'all can go look it up. I hope he files a lawsuit because there's no way in hell he should have been sent back to Germany. This is what's happening. And right along with birthright citizenship, if you live in a state that's a red state and you know they're not going to fight for your birthright citizenship, you know they're not going to go to a judge and ask them to fight this shit, they're not going to fight in court, you may want to move before they start picking y'all up. Because Trump is now about to go full force on that shit. He's definitely about to go full force for that shit. And I am so sorry that the racist Supreme Court that we have now is going like that. I say abandon red states. Abandon them hoes. Leave them, God. Let them suffer on their own, because without people in those states, they cannot survive. I honestly feel like that. I feel like everybody that's in a red state that you know they don't want you there, let them suffer. Leave they asses. If they don't have a population, they don't have a fucking state. It's a rural area now. Leave. If you can afford to move, move. Get the fuck out of there. I'm just saying. Let them be to their own damn demise. Especially those fucking Midwest states and Ohio and shit like that. Let them people suffer. Hell, Oklahoma's at the bottom of the plank when it comes to education. Let them suffer. Get out if you can. And if you can't get out right now, save as much as you can to make the change. Hell, use TikTok. Use IG and say, hey, I live in a red state. I fear for my life. I just need you to look at this video and stay here for a minute. And, you know, if you know your city's not going to fight for your birthright citizenship, get the fuck out of there. Get out. Yeah, Georgia may be turning blue, baby. Kemp is getting the fuck out. This is last year. It may be blue. Our governor may be blue. Which I cannot wait. Ooh. I cannot wait to see blue. I'm gonna try to give y'all some funny shit first before I start making things really horrible for y'all right now. Okay, so no, Mary, we do not do invites. Six Flags in California is closing in 2027. Y'all may want to have fun with that. if you want to. Kim Jong-un, North Korea is opening up their beachside resort. I say let them go try it first and then see what everybody else say. I don't recommend anybody with common sense to go there as soon as it opens up. Okay? Do not go to North Korea and go to that resort and show your ass. That is North Korea. You may not have an ass when you leave out. You may not even leave. You may not. I say let the you know we have those people, those YT folks that like to go to every country and disrespect the country, like walking in their water, climbing their pyramids, jumping into places they ain't got no business being in, thinking that the country belongs to them. Yeah, let them go first. Let them show their ass. And then we'll see how North Korea reacts to that. And then you can plan a trip or not plan a trip. I got it from Dollar Tree. I got the shirt from Dollar Tree. I need my peoples. I need y'all to go watch Ironheart. Okay, there's a lot of racist people online that gave it a bad review before it even came out. They gave her a bad review before the movie even came out. Robert Downey Jr. backed her. I need us to go ahead and support that. As a Ryan Coogler series. That is a Ryan Coogler series. Ironheart belongs to Ryan Coogler. We need to go support that. Put that shit on rotation and watch that hoe and give it a good review. We know it's good. Okay, fine, I'll watch. You better watch shit. This is how we get shit done. They gave her a 30% before the damn series even popped open. Dang. Support your people. All right. Here's some funny shit. Israel's trying to take over another country, quote unquote. They're now buying houses in Cyprus. Why are y'all leaving y'all great country? Why the fuck are y'all leaving? Keep y'all asses where y'all at. Y'all didn't fight for that country, but it was given to y'all. Why are y'all trying to run now? Almost 150,000 of them have gotten the fuck out. Some of them have come back to America. Some have gone to other countries. Keep y'all asses where y'all at. We ain't asked y'all to come over here. Y'all want to be Jewish so bad. Y'all want to be Israeli so bad. Stay in your country. Go back to where you came from. All right. This shit between Iran and the United States is getting confusing, okay? Iran Supreme Leader pops off and says after the ceasefire, he crushed Israel. He crushed Israel, okay? Then he said, and U.S. got nothing despite all the noise. The U.S. got nothing besides the noise. Trump is pissed off because he needs everybody to believe that Iran nuclear program is obliterated. That's the word he wants to use. He needs everybody to believe that shit. Why? Because of his ego. Y'all already know this man's ego is so fragile. His ego is 1. Okay? 2 is because if Iran's nuclear facility is not gone, the uranium is still intact, they're going to think that they have to go back and do another strike on all of Iran, which will probably lead us into a war, a year-long war. So he needs that to be happening. I'm going to tell you right now, the EU does not think anything was destroyed. The EU believes that there were nothing harm was done to their uranium. The EU said that shit. They did their own little investigation. They don't see nothing wrong. There was like, he may be a couple of months back, but nothing is messed up. Now, Trump is mad at multiple people. First and foremost, he feels like the Democrats leaked that classified information about Iran not being damaged like Trump came out and said. He's mad at the Democrats, but I want y'all to remember this. The Democrats didn't even get into the conversation. Remember, they were left out of everything. They were left out of the bombing. They were left out of everything when it came to the decisions when it came to striking Iran. So how could they leak it? They weren't even at the party. They weren't even invited in. They weren't even invited in. It was only Republicans, and only a few Republicans knew about the strike. So you think they're going to give intelligence to the Democrats? I'm just asking for a friend. If I am not even invited to the party, what makes you think I'm going to get the notes about what happened? He trying to cover his ass. On top of that, do I have a Substack? No. I know people are saying I should get one, but I'm not good at writing. I hated that shit in college. I do better at talking. Why do y'all think I need a Substack? The way I speak? Y'all actually want to read the way I speak? No, you don't. Shit. At this point, let me write for you. What else? So he's mad at CNN, MSNBC, and New York Times for publishing the op-ed about the strikes on Iran not actually doing anything. Now he wants to sue CNN and New York Times, saying that they lied. They're trying to make him look bad. I was like, and CNN has doubled down. CNN has definitely doubled down and said, you got us fucked up. This is what came out. This is what is out right now. As of right now, the preliminary investigations say that there was not really any big damage done to Fordo. And Fordo is underground. And like I said yesterday, Iran said they had moved 400 kg of all their uranium and all their missiles. They moved that shit out days before because Trump kept talking online. So he wants to sue CNN. He wants to sue New York Times. He's mad at the Democrats, and Republicans are scrambling, trying to put out a narrative that will fit Donald Trump's ego, while the Democrats are sitting there saying this was just bullshit, and it was all for nothing. Literally all for nothing. It was just for a show of force. Because, baby, you mean to tell me that you struck Iran, you didn't hit anything, and now you're trying to make a deal with them? He says he's supposed to have talks with Iran next week about giving them maybe $30 billion. Y'all heard me right. Now he wants to give Iran $30 billion. I'm going to let that sink in while I find the... that shit is funny, bruh. That is definitely funny. Let me find it real quick. So I have so many notes. I hate when I have so much shit. That's the UK says Iran stocks are intact with the media. Where is the $30 million at? All right, here we go. Now this is from CNN. Details emerge of a secret diplomatic efforts to restart Iran's talks. So now you're trying to bring Iran back to the table. Iran said they were done talking. They were literally done talking, but the Trump administration has discussed possibly helping Iran access as much as $30 billion to build a civilian energy producing nuclear program, erasing sanctions, and freeing up billions of dollars in restricted Iranian funds. So y'all did all that shit for nothing. Now you have to beg them to come back to the table so they don't build a nuclear you know what. Now you got to go back and beg them so they don't build a nuclear weapon. Yes. Key players from the U.S. and the Middle East have talked with Iranians behind the scenes, even amid the flurry of military strikes in Iran and Israel over the past 2 weeks. Sources said the discussions have continued this week after a ceasefire deal was struck. Trump administration officials emphasized that several proposals have been floated. They are in a preliminary and evolving with one consistent non-negotiable: zero Iranian enrichment. I'm going to tell y'all, Iran is not giving that shit up. That was the one thing they said they're not doing. They're not getting rid of their enrichment program. They're not doing that, which Iran has consistently said it needs. But at least one preliminary draft proposal described by CNN 2 sources includes several incentives for Iran. Some of the details hashed out are secret long-hour meetings between the U.S. Special Envoy and Iran. Some of the terms discussed means 20 to 30 billion investment in new Iran non-enrichment nuclear program. Non-enrichment, which means you cannot develop any nuclear weapons. But it can be used for other things like energy and shit like that. Program that will be used for civilian energy purposes. Trump administration, all officials and sources familiar with the proposal. One official insisted that money would not come directly from the U.S. Where the fuck is it going to come from? Where are we getting the money from? Which prefers its Arab partners to foot. So you want other Arabic countries to foot that bill? I can't. You want other Arabic countries to foot 20 to 30 billion dollars? What? And who says they gonna agree to that shit? Who got that money? Who got that type? I'm confused. So confused. I'm so fucking confused. Because now you want them to foot the bill. Investment in Iran's nuclear energy facilities has been discussed in previous rounds of nuclear talks in recent months. That is the dumbest shit I've heard. You want them to pay for it? You know what? Trump will find a workaround so he don't have to come out of pocket for shit. Not a damn thing. He make my head hurt sometimes because the way he be thinking don't make no damn sense. You gonna tell everybody else they gotta foot the bill in order for these people not to create a nuclear bomb? Yeah, the caucasity of him. That is Caucasian. That is a Caucasian situation right there, baby. That is a Caucasian situation right there. Now, let's talk about the Iran, the Israel and Gaza situation. So, Benny Boy said him and Trump are coming to the table to end the Gaza Holocaust within the next 2 weeks. Who believes that? Who believes that shit? Now, all of a sudden, y'all want to end this right now in 2 weeks. That man is really trying to get that Nobel Peace Prize. He is struggling for that shit. He said, I'm going to get it one way or another. I couldn't get it with Iran. Maybe I could get it with Gaza. You the one that let this man off his leash. You moved that goddamn U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem. You gave him that power. You started that. Well, you restarted it. And then you taunted the idea of making Gaza a resort. You ain't putting not one leash on Benny yet. Now you want him to stop? Now you telling him to stop? And I'm going to make something very clear. The Prime Minister of Israel said that no, he don't want that shit to stop. He said what he wants is foreign aid to stop going into Gaza completely. He wants foreign aid to stop going into Gaza completely, permanently, until the hostages are returned. Does that sound like they on one accord? Does that sound like they were on one accord? The EU is split down the middle. The EU is saying half of them believe that Israel has committed war crimes against Palestinians, and the other half is standing with Israel. So, how y'all gonna do this shit? And it's going to be a two-state solution. Are Palestinians going to be able to live their life freely without the occupation of Israel? I'm asking for a friend, because that doesn't sound right. It sounds like he's about to push these people off their land. I don't believe this man. And Benny is not finna give up shit. What is Benny gonna give up? And then, Tehran, I forgot to add this little tidbit in there. Tehran newsletter on Iran. Y'all remember last week when I told y'all that I don't know if this was gonna happen, but somebody came on a screen with a mask and said that somebody was going to create a situation in America that would make Americans turn on Iran. on Iran and make it seem like Iran attacked us from the inside. Y'all remember that, right? Well, Tehran newsletter reported that it was Israel. Benny was getting ready to do that shit here in America. He was allegedly going to set off something here in America and plant evidence that it was Iran, because he wanted the U.S. to permanently attack them. He wanted the U.S. to set this shit off and create a bigger war. So you know what? Maybe our eyes are taken off of Gaza and Palestine. And maybe we're worried about the war with Iran, that we don't have time to worry about anything else in the world. That's some nasty work. And you know what? I don't put it past Benny Boy. I don't put it past him. That man is evil. Evil. I think he would do anything to get the eyes off of him so he could finish what he started in Gaza. That is just my opinion. Nobody else has to agree with me. Nobody else has to agree with me. And speaking of sleeper cells, it's already started. It has already started. I need to find this headline for y'all because y'all won't believe it unless I actually report it. An Iranian man has been detained by ICE in Alabama. His wife is pregnant. She is American. He voted for Trump. He voted for Trump. What is wrong with y'all? What is wrong? Houseway. Like you married a white woman, so you thought you was special? They said that he is, I'm gonna read it. I'm not gonna say what they said. According to Alabama.com, this is Alabama news. An Alabama woman is saying that her Iranian husband, who was detained by him, I don't know why I do that when I think about Alabama and Mississippi. That's the voice that come out every time. Detained by Immigration and Customs Enforcement, was supported by President Trump. According to Newsweek, Morgan Kamari told the outlet that her husband, Rivar Kamari, supported Trump and his immigration policy. My husband himself, being from Iran, supported Trump, his immigration policy, and understood that he was trying to protect the American people and was praying he helped free Iranian people as well. The man wears an American flag proudly. Someone who is so proud to be here is at risk of being robbed of building the life that he dreamed of for so long. Oops, you're bad. His groom's cake at our wedding was an American flag. You got an American flag cake for your fucking wedding? I guess I'm not that American. I may not be that American then. I don't think I'm that American. Maybe I'm. However, she said after Rebirth detainment in the Department of Homeland Security referenced his military past with Iran while saying he was eligible to be deported due to not completing a procedural step to become a citizen. Revarb served as a sniper in the Iranian army from 2018 to 2021. However, Morgan said his military service is being exaggerated and her husband is not a terrorist and has never harmed an American. Morgan said military service was mandatory for Revar to obtain a passport to leave Iran, and that is true. They do need to serve. The process is completed through the U.S. citizenship. Oh, she said Reverb came to the country on a K-1S visa as Morgan's fiance in October 2024. Oh, that boy ain't even been here that long. Damn, you just got here and you going back? And his military history was included in the application to obtain a visa, she said. Ooh. Well, oops, you're bad, but they're going to start rounding up a lot more people. I even saw that they were doing this in Canada as well, rounding up Iranian diplomats and shit. So this is what's happening right now. They coming after everybody. I'm telling y'all, the only people they can't ship away in this goddamn country is black folks. African Americans, descendants of slaves. Those are the ones they can't really like push and put anywhere, because we are a combination of everybody and they damn mama. Literally. I got like 20 things flowing through my bloodline. I'm just saying. Where you gonna send me? Do I get to pick out of the 20 places that my bloodline says I'm from? Do I get to pick? Do I get to pick? That's my question. That's all I want to know. Where you gonna send us? I'm just asking for a friend. Where you gonna send us? So yeah, that's going. We have a whistleblower. If y'all didn't know, that there is a whistleblower that was that has filed a lawsuit against the Trump administration. Lord, everybody coming out the woodwork. They said that Frumpy's ass and his people were defying court orders. So now he's coming out. He says a longtime government lawyer told Congress that the Justice Department leaders planned and knowingly defied court orders and withheld information from judges to advance the Trump administration's aggressive deportation goals. The lawyer, I cannot say his name, Erez R., previously won awards and commendations over nearly 15 years at the Justice Department, including from Republican appointees in the first Trump administration. But he was put on leave and fired in April after he told the federal judge an immigrant had been deported in error. Oh yeah, I remember they firing him. Now he's suing. But I don't think it's going to make a damn difference, because it's going to go up to the Supreme Court. I don't think it's going to make a damn difference. As long as those 6 people sit on that damn court, we're fucked. Unless somebody do something about it, we're fucked. We don't have a choice. This is what we're going to be dealing with. This is what we're going to be doing. This is what we're going to be dealing with. RK Jr., he eliminated everybody on the CDC board and he put his own people in. I'm telling y'all right now, anything that comes from the CDC, don't fucking listen to them. There are other people that you should be listening to. It ain't the goddamn CDC. The American Associated Pediatric Center, they said they are not listening to the CDC's recommendation on any type of vaccines for children. They're not listening to that shit because it does not make any sense. They will be putting out their own studies. Their own studies. So when it comes to your kids and these vaccines, don't listen to his ass. This man just openly admitted it on Fox News that he knew taking fluoride out of the water systems was going to create more cavities for kids. Then why do it? What was the reason? He looked like a fucking cavity. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but we got stupid people running places that are vital to our life. Like the CDC is vital to the health of everyone in this goddamn country, even outside of this country. I'm just saying. And you got this dummy running it? He and I keep repeating this. He said, do not come to me for medical advice or health advice. Then why the fuck are you running the CDC? Hell, I could barely understand what the fuck you saying anyways. Oh my God, my head hurts. My head hurts. My head hurts. shit. So, Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, that rollback has cost us $18 billion. I'm going to say that again. The Consumer Financial Bureau rollback cost Americans $18 billion. Now, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is basically our protection against banks and lenders who fuck us over. So, we have higher fees now. If you overdraft, your fees are higher. Okay? Loss compensation for consumers allegedly cheated by major companies. The increased consumer cost for the Consumer Financial Bureau rollback of regulations on bank fees, wholesale dismissals of case against banks and other lenders who are apparent failure to disperse funds intended to harm borrowers, higher interest rates. According to Student Borrower Protection Center and the Cost of Federation of America, we are broke, baby. We are about to be broke. Since Trump took control in February, calling for the elimination, administration officials have sought to reduce workforce by 90%. So the oversight of everything is fucked. We're literally paying banks everything just to keep our accounts, just to get an interest rate for a fucking house or a car. Everything is high now. We're losing money. Yay us! We're going broke. Like I thought he was supposed to be saving money. Under Joe Biden, our late fees were $8. Our overdraft fees and our late fees, overdraft fees were $5. I'm sorry. Overdraft fees were $5. Late fees were $8. That's what we were paying under Joe Biden. And Trump eliminated it. And it's costing us $15 billion a year. It's costing Americans $15 billion a year now. Like, this is why I be watching my bank account hard, because I'm not finna be paying nobody no extra shit. If you're in a red state and you're in a rural area and you know you ain't got no money, you better close your legs. I'm just saying. The Supreme Court rules that states can now cut Medicaid funding off of Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood. And this was in South Carolina, one of Bible Belt racist states. According to Associated Press News, the case centered around funding for healthcare service Planned Parenthood provided in South Carolina. But the ruling ultimately affects Medicaid patients nationwide. In South Carolina, only $90,000 of taxpayer dollars went to Planned Parenthood a year. This is the only small fraction of an overall distortion of tax money to the state. Governor Henry McMaster insisted on cutting the funding for the program through public health care, though public health care money cannot go towards abortions. I keep telling y'all crazy MAGA folks that we have to pay for abortions. Abortions are not free. They're not free. They cost us. You know how y'all Viagra doesn't cost y'all shit? It's considered a prescription. It costs women to get an abortion. We have to pay that out of pocket. So I don't think that governor is smart at all, because he thought that's what he was doing. He thought that he was no offense, but I disagree. I don't give a fuck what you disagree with. I say it's racist. Because he didn't do it for the sake of one group. He did it for the sake of cutting off minorities. Abortion isn't birth control. It sure is. It damn sure is birth control. Abortion is birth control to me. It'll get you out of a fucked up marriage. If you have a baby, you don't want to be tied to him. It could save your life. You won't have to produce a child that may have any abnormalities and they struggle having to get through this life. It could save you from having to carry a baby that you were molested into, raped or SA'd to getting. So yes, it is a great way of abortion. But like I said, abortion is not given by the government. It costs us. You know how y'all little things shrivel up and it no longer works? Y'all can get Viagra. We can't get that for free. Hell, we can't even get pads for free. We can't even get Midol for free. But y'all can get Viagra for free. That's insane. That is insane. So Medicaid patients would go to Planned Parenthood for contraceptives, cancer screenings, and pregnancy testing due to it being hard for some people to find doctors who take public funded insurance. See, for all you uneducated people, Planned Parenthood does more than just give abortions. It does more than that. It gives you more than just abortions. But y'all only see that one part. And so y'all ruin everybody else's life that needs that. Now these people that are on Medicaid can't even go there to get services. They can't even go there to get services. And that is sad. University of Cincinnati closes their diversity programs. Okay. Ohio, Midwestern state. Black folks, progressive people, get the fuck out of these Midwestern states. You know they're the first to change every law. Y'all know that. They're the Midwestern states are the most states besides the Bible Belt. Okay? Get out of there. Take your kids to somewhere else. I'm going to tell y'all right now, if y'all stop going to these places that are removing diversity, equity, and inclusion programs, y'all stop funding their asses, they're going to start bucking the system. Because money talks. Money talks. They don't give a fuck about nothing else but that bottom line. And if y'all stop bringing y'all children, y'all black children, your minority children to these damn schools to play football, basketball, and everything else they use them for. Y'all stop putting money in their pockets and stop funding them. They're going to fuck up and realize, oh shit, we need to file a lawsuit because ain't no way in hell our damn entry rate has come down. Our admittance, nobody wants to come here. Nobody wants to go to our school anymore. Y'all need to start transferring the fuck out of these schools. If they do not support you as a person, woman, because they got rid of their women programs. They got rid of their LGBT plus programs. They got rid of their African American programs, their Asian programs, whatever the fuck it is. If they do not support y'all, stop putting y'all asses in their seats. Because what you're doing, you're raking up debt. So go to a school that does not support you. You're raking up debt to go to a school that does not fucking support you. Leave red states. Let them suffer on their own. They're already the least educated. They rather put the Bible in school than actually learn math. Move your kids the fuck out. Go to a progressive state that believes that your child's education is worth something. Stop putting money in their goddamn pockets. Let them go poor. Let them sink on their own. Without people in those populated states, they don't get funding. Their federal funding gets cut. Y'all know that, right? It's due to the population. Schools get funding based on their population of the school. The more people stop going in, the less money they receive. So let them get rid of their diversity, equity, and inclusion shit, and then let them suffer at the end. I'm all good for that. I love that. That's great. So everybody's mad at Zoran. Everybody mad at him. Representative Andy Ogles wants him to be prosecuted and investigated on terrorism, saying that he got to this country on misrepresenting himself. I'm going to tell you something. Zoran, he got here at the age of 7. He's been here since he was 7 years old. You cannot be a terrorist at 7. 7 years old. You mad because a socialist, a democratic socialist, and I'm going to tell you, all he believes is that the 1% should pay more in taxes, and he believes that wealth should be equally distributed between everybody and they goddamn mama. Are you mad because somebody actually wants to look out for the middle and the lower class? That's what you mad about? Glamour, please don't tell me what to talk about. Please. Please don't tell me what the fuck to talk about. You go talk about it on your live. Okay? Don't tell me what the fuck to do here. I'm nice, but I'm not that nice. I don't like being told what to do. If I actually like that shit, I'd still be under my daddy's roof. Okay? I'd be under my daddy's roof. I'll be in the military. All right. So, Zoran said a couple of years ago, maybe last year, that if Benny would ever come to New York City, he would arrest him. That makes me want to vote for him even more. And I'm not even in the goddamn state. Y'all can stop deleting. Don't delete them no more. Let them keep talking in YouTube. Let them keep talking in YouTube. They need to get it out somewhere. Don't delete them. Let them keep talking, Dar. He said he will arrest Benny Boy. I'm with it. Arrest his ass. Arrest his ass. That makes me want to vote for him even more. And I don't even live in New York. I don't even live in New York. Arrest his ass if he ever steps his ass in New York. I'm good with that. I sure am. That's just how I feel. These ICE detention centers are getting worse. They're getting worse. According to findings, at least 9 people have lost their life at ICE detention centers so far since Trump has gotten office. 9 people. 9 people have. You went on mute. I'm not on mute. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? No? Yes? 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 Why do they keep saying that? Okay. That's weird. Okay. Okay, that's weird. Everybody on mute. Okay. So yes, at least 9 people have lost their lives in ICE detention centers, including a Canadian national that was picked up and placed in ICE. He has lost his life. And I don't know if any Canadian officials have said anything yet. But yeah, shit's getting real. These people are being treated inhumane. A woman has already lost her baby in ICE. She could have lost her life. But her baby was, like I said yesterday, was inside of her. Since Trump has taken office, these ICE detention centers are internment camps, basically. They barely have food to go around. They're not feeding them. They're not giving them proper care. And people are losing their lives, and they're not explaining how. They're not explaining how. What do you mean blame Biden? Somebody get him out of here. We're not blaming anybody else for this but Trump. Biden ain't never say put them in no camps. Biden ain't never say don't put them in camps. What the hell does that mean? That's just stupid. So y'all remember that boy? They call him Big, B-A-L-L-S, the one that was a part of Elon's little Doge party. He quit Doge. Now, he is going to work for the Social Security Administration. This teenage boy is about to be in the Social Security Administration to streamline it even more. You already get AI rollback calls when you call the Social Security Administration. You can't get nobody on the phone. You can't get nobody to talk to you. Now they're putting him in there to streamline it and condense it even more. He is 19 years old. He's going to be a special government employee, a type of temporary position with relatively few disclosure obligations that benefits the agency. I'm going to tell you right now, big balls, whatever your name is in real life, you better hope you don't come to a state where people recognize you and you done fucked up their money. I'm just being real. I'm just serious. I'm so serious. I am so serious. Harvard has to lay off people amid Trump's cuts. They have to cut everybody. They have to really cut down. Well, the U.S. trade deficit is fucked up and even bigger. Now, I know people be like, what does that mean? So, our U.S. trade deficit is bad, which means spending is down and everything is way more expensive. Trump fucked this up for us. So, the U.S. has bought more stuff from countries than it has sold in May. Okay? And the gap is called a trade deficit, and it got bigger. Okay? The trade deficit, and I typed this shit down. The trade deficit in goods, not including services, went up by 11%, reaching $96.6 billion in May. Exports, what are the things U.S. sells, went down $9.7 billion. Nobody wants to buy shit from us. Nobody wants anything from the United States. Imports, we're still buying at the same rate. We're importing shit at the same rate. But exports have gone down completely. $9.7 billion. Okay, why is that important? Even though a bigger trade deficit usually sounds bad, here's the twist. Earlier this year, companies were rushing to bring in goods before President Trump's tariffs. Like I said, Halloween stuff is already out, and it's June. They were bringing in shit quicker because they did not want to deal with the tariffs. Halloween is already out on the shelves. That's how you know shit is getting real. Before former President Trump's tariffs, import taxes possibly kicked in. The rush flooded in U.S. imports, which dragged the economy down a bit in the first quarter between January and March. Now, since imports have slowed down, this might actually help the U.S. economy in the second quarter, April through June, at least on paper. Because fewer imports means the gross domestic product, whatever the fuck that is, the GDP, total value, everything in the U.S. looks higher. That means everything is going up. Anything you buy is going to be higher. Trying to buy a house increases. Just because the GDP might look better, it doesn't mean the economy is great. Retail sales, shopping, down. Housing, down. And job market numbers are down. It shows the economy might be weakening. I asked to do a little bit of a deeper dive, but basically let's put it like this. If people are not spending, then people are not buying anything. They're not buying houses, which means that construction workers don't have money, which means people who run those construction places cannot hire nobody. The goods are too high. The wood is too high, which means nobody's making money to go out there and shop. Everybody going broke. Everybody on mute. That kind of situation. So yay, us, Trump. Woohoo! Woohoo! If you're in an HBCU, I'm sorry. And if you do research for HBCUs, I'm sorry. HBCUs are forced to pause research and rethink their mission as over $140 million in Black-focused grants are slashed under Trump's anti-diversity, equity, and inclusion policies. Critical research is canceled. like sickle cell anemia. That is prominent in African Americans. That research is very important. Gone. Morgan State funds are gone. Florida A&M lost millions in research, scholarship, student development programs. All of that is gone. All because we're black. All because it's not white folks. And I'm being basic with it. It's because we're black and we're not white. That's it. You should see these white folks in YouTube land talking about go sickle cell. The amount of hate that you see from white people is astonishing. It's astonishing. The amount of hate they have in their heart for people that don't look like them is astonishing. You already won. Why do you hate? Why are you so hateful? You already won. You're at the top of the food chain, and yet you have nothing. That's why I think hell is going to welcome them with open doors. Hell is going to welcome them with open doors. I kind of call it purgatory. I call it purgatory. I prefer to call it purgatory because it's a little bit more hard for them to, like, I picture purgatory for a white person is always serving a black person in some way, form, or fashion. That's probably their purgatory. That's it. That's probably their purgatory. So we all know that the big beautiful bill has to be on Trump's desk by July 4th. I don't think that's going to happen. They're having so many issues with this bill, especially since the Senate parliamentarian has sliced their shit up. She is pulling everything out of this bill, everything that violates out of this bill, and I'm happy to see it. But I need to break this shit down so that I could, read it, understand it, and then bring it to y'all. And I kind of did that. I'm just looking for it. Hold on. Where is it? No. Here it is. So, this is what she's slashing. So, here's a breakdown on the Senate. Parliamentarian Elizabeth McDonough struck to Trump's big, beautiful bill. Deadlines by July 4th. So, Medicaid and healthcare reforms. Provider on tax changes. She eliminated the GOP's plans to curb state provider taxes, which are used to tap federal Medicaid funds, impacting shifts from 6% to lower rates. Non-citizenship eligibility. She removed restrictions on Medicaid coverage for non-citizens, adults, and children, which means they get that shit back, along with cuts to federal medical assistance percentage, funds for states that fund these programs. We get that shit back. Gender transition care ban. She scrapped that provision too. We get that shit back. She blocking Medicaid and CHIP from funding those gender affirming care programs. We get that shit back. Thank you. Other major block provisions. The CFPB funding cap. She nixed efforts to eliminate funding for the Consumer Financial Bureau Protection because we just got $18 billion in debt for fucking Americans. We got that shit back. Federal Reserve pay. Disallowed cuts for Federal Reserve staff compensation, about $1.4 billion. We got that shit back. Office of Financial Research removed the proposed $293 million cuts to the Office of Financial Research and $771 million cut in Public Company Accounting Oversight Board. We keep that shit back. EPA emission standards prevented rollback off of multi-pollutant emissions for passenger vehicles. Yeah. We get that check back. He was trying to cut a lot of shit that means, he was trying to cut shit that actually would have to check his ass. Check his ass. Judicial powers and nationwide injunctions. Blocked limits on federal courts' authority to issue nationwide injunctions. He won that. Even though it's in here and they took that shit back, the Supreme Court said, well, when it comes to birthright citizenship, I think this is strictly just for birthright citizenship, though. If I'm not mistaken, that rule is just on birthright citizenship. But we got that shit back. We got that shit back. Gun silencer deregulation. She asked that. So all y'all little YT people that want silencers on their pew-pews, it's not happening. Ha, 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 ha. Planned Parenthood funding ban. Excluded language bearing federal funds to Planned Parenthood. We got that shit back. But the Supreme Court, this shit is so stressful. But the Supreme Court will allow states to remove funding for Medicaid. AI regulation ban. Thank God she scrapped that shit. Thank God. Now, you can sue somebody, put your ass out there when they're using AI. These cuts are important. So, now these provisions were deemed extenuous. They either lacked a direct budget impact, fell outside the committee's jurisdiction, or contained non-budgetary policy changes, thus violating the Senate's Byrd Rule and requiring 60 votes to remain in the bill. And that means you needed us as well. What's up next? The Senate GOP will rewrap the bill or propose substitutes that it can defend under the Byrd Rule. And then alternatively, they would need 60 votes to override McDonough, but I don't think it's going to happen because there are a lot of senators right now that is not happy with the Medicaid cuts. They're not happy with the SNAP cuts. They're not happy with the Medicare cuts. I told y'all that. A lot of senators are not happy, and a lot of people in the House that fucked up and voted for this bill and pushed it to the Senate are not happy as well. So, not feasible with the 53-47 split, which means y'all need us. Y'all gonna need Democrats, the left, to pass that bill through. And you don't have it. To override McDonough, you're gonna need them. In short, Medicaid cuts, gender-affirming care bans, non-citizenship restrictions, and hosting of regulatory rollbacks in healthcare, finance, environmental, judiciary, AI, guns, and Planned Parenthood were all struck to comply with reconciliation rules. Senate Republicans are now scrambling to adjust and repackage the priorities ahead of the looming July 4th deadline. They still need to take that hoe back to the House. And the people like Marjorie Taylor Greene and ETC that did not I'm freezing. How am I freezing? If you can get out if you want to say blah, 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 bye. Risa, don't delete nobody, but you can delete Philip. He said bye. Bye, Philip. You ain't. Okay. It still has to go back to the House. And it still has to be voted on in the House because now they have to restructure the bill. So now the House has to approve of it. And I guarantee you the House is not going to approve those Medicaid cuts. So let's pray that damn bill does not make it in July. It does not make it to Trump's table. He's pissed off. But let's hope it doesn't get there. I'm praying that it does not make it there. Because Lord knows we need a win. We really need a win right now. And right now the Supreme Court is whooping our asses right now. They whooping us right now. The Trump administration is suing all federal judges in Maryland. I'm not lying. The Trump administration is suing all of Maryland's federal judges over deportation order. How you gonna sue everybody? Everybody in the state? Yes, the Trump administration on Tuesday filed a lawsuit against all 15 federal judges in Maryland over an order blocking their immediate deportation of migrants challenging their removals. Racking up a fight with the federal judiciary over President Donald Trump's executive powers. The remarkable action lays bare the administration's determination to exert its will over immigration enforcement, as well as its growing exasperation with the federal judges who have time and time again turned aside the executive branch actions that they see lawless without legal merit. You gonna sue a whole fucking state. And they're gonna fight that shit. They're gonna most definitely fight it. Elania said that we need at least 3 kids per woman in order for the population to be saved, or we're in trouble. Let the population die. Let it die. You've taken bodily autonomy from us. There is no free health care. It costs us in the hospital to actually hold our children. We don't get but 6 weeks off after we have a child. We don't get free child care. We have to work long ass days, 7 days a week sometimes. We don't even have time to spend to ourselves, and you want us to have fucking kids. We don't make enough in this goddamn country to have a child. And you want us to produce 3 kids? You better get to work on your goddamn own. You got me fucked up. Here's some funny shit. Board czar Tom Homan said that he cannot live at his family home because it is not safe. I'm happy for you, sir. I am happy that you're struggling with life. I'm happy your family's struggling with life too. I sure am. I am so happy to hear that y'all are in fear. Because what you're doing to people right now, you put a lot of families in fear, and a lot of families in danger, and a lot of people in danger of being forced back to countries that they flee because of their in danger. So good. Happy, suffer, be sad, be depressed. Good for you. I give 0 fucks. I don't care. Let it be. Let it be. Trumpy is selling daddy t-shirts. I'm not even playing. I am serious. He's selling daddy t-shirts. But here is the funny part. Y'all know those phones he was selling for $499? Well, he had to take Made in the USA off of the tagline for the gold T1 smartphone. He has to take Made in the USA off of it. Why? Because it's not made in the USA, baby. Now he has American Proud Design. American Proud Design. Because that shit is made in China. Hand makes. Please stop sharing my live. Please stop sharing my live. Please stop sharing my live. If you don't stop sharing my live, somebody stop him. Put him on mute. Do I have anybody in here to put him on mute? His name is Hand Makes. He keeps sharing the live. I don't like that. It's a bot. No, I already blocked him. I blocked him. It's okay. I blocked him. Yeah, so the shit's not made in here. It's made in China. So I keep telling y'all cannot make iPhones here in America. You can't make smartphones here in America. Why? Because it costs too damn much. America is a capitalist country, which means y'all gonna do the most. And those phones will be like $4,000 or $5,000 to actually buy, so they can make the money that they use to make that phone. Y'all really be playing. Scientists have predicted the exact date when an asteroid will hit the Earth. It ain't no time soon. All of us will have gone to glory. Okay? All of us in these chats would have gone to glory. It's 2182. 2182, okay? That's when the Earth will go bye-bye. So we got like 4 or 5 generations, left. I'll say about 2 generations. 2 generations off of us, it'll be gone. Damn it! It's September 24th, 2182. The fuck? 2182. Man, you need to come on. You need to come on now. Oh, Steve Burns. Y'all know who Steve Burns is. I'm just checking on everybody. How are you doing? Blues Clues, Steve Burns. He's coming out with a podcast for adults. I love that. We need that. We definitely need that, Steve. Thank you. Because every time I see one of your videos pop up, I get really emotional when you ask me how I'm doing. And I know you're not talking to me directly, Steve, but I feel that shit. As a millennial, we need you, okay? As a millennial, we need you back. Can you get your ass back on the air with Blue? Okay? We love you, Steve. I just want you to know that. We do. There is a federal lawsuit going against the neo-Nazi thugs that were terrorizing Nashville communities. Yep. A neo-Nazi group that targeted Nashville communities during the summer of 2024 faces a new lawsuit filed by the Southern Poverty Law Center. The federal lawsuit using, an 1871 law created to target the Ku Klux Klan was filed against the Goldman Defense League, the GDL, and several GDL members on behalf of Diego Buck, a bartender involved in a scrimmage, a big fight with the group in last July. The mission of the lawsuit claims to intimidate and terrorize Jewish people and people of color for the purpose of depriving them of equal protection and other rights that are guaranteed under the state law. You know, something Trump's going to do at a national level. That's what they're doing now. I hope they win, because that'll set precedents for a lot of people. I hope they win. I just want to let y'all know something, since all of y'all like to bring up Obama and Clinton when it comes to bombing of Iran, and Trump don't need to ask for a favor. I'm going to say once again, Obama didn't strike a whole country. He had a one team go in and take out that boy in silence in the dead of night. We wouldn't have known that shit if he wouldn't have announced it. Okay? 2, Bill Clinton bombed Iraq for the assassination attempt on Bush. Yeah. That's why Bill did it. That's why Bill attacked Iraq. Because they had tried to assassinate George Bush. Okay? He dropped 23 Tomahawk missiles on Iraq from the USS Peterson in the Red Sea. This came after an assassination attempt of George H.W. Bush on April the 13th, 1993, not 33, where the day before he was visiting Kuwait to be honored for his victory in the Persian Gulf War. Kuwait officials stopped a car BOMB plot to assassinate the former president. 14 suspects were arrested, okay? Most of them were Iraqi citizens. So, that is imminent danger. That is a reason. We were not in any imminent danger to bomb Iran. I know y'all like to use that false flag. It's a lie. I know, look at a Democratic president defending a Republican president. Ain't that some shit? Is that your dog? What else would it be? What else would this be sitting in my lap? What else would it be sitting in my lap? I cannot. Yes, it is my dog. And I want y'all to listen to this. Trump is now saying this in public eye. He says he's ruling the country. He's ruling the country, alluding to him being a king. He is ruling. Who the fuck rules? Who the fuck rules? We don't do kings here. And I saw an elderly woman, a woman older than me. I'm not going to call her elderly. A woman older than me. She may be in her 60s or 70s, saying that we are not going to have midterms. We're not going to have midterms. She's saying that Trump is going to make it so bad for people here in America that they are going to go out and it is going to be hell on the streets, to the point where everybody's going to go outside and start tearing shit up, and he's going to declare martial law so he can stay in power. That's why they say this bill is so important. Because I do feel like people will show they ass if funds are cut from them. Even white folks like you. Because, you know, white people feel like nothing could happen against them. Yeah. So, does that feel good? You good? Yeah? Okay. So yeah, that's a great thing right there. One city informer saying they're skipping the election, which is crazy. Yeah, that's dumb. You're telling the truth. I'm just saying, I'm putting that out there, and I'm gonna say this. If we do decide to go outside, like I said yesterday, we need to go old school. We do not get to white people that voted for Trump think nothing can happen to them. But when your stuff starts getting cut, or your family stuff start getting cut, because I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all family members on Medicaid, y'all all aren't rich. As soon as shit start getting snatched from y'all, then y'all gonna start being pissed off. Y'all think y'all safe because y'all white. No, you're middle class. You're lower class. You're not the 1%. You're right there with us. And that is y'all problem. Y'all think y'all are better than us because of your skin color. But baby, you right there with us. Because you make just as the same as we do. And you're going to struggle right along with us. You're going to struggle right along with us. And then you're going to be pissed off. Like, I didn't think he was talking about us when he's talking about cutting Medicaid and Medicare. Where the fuck are my SNAP benefits? Oh, I lost my job. I can't protect my farm anymore. Stupids. Every time I think y'all can't get dumber, y'all prove me wrong. But like I said, if we're going to go out there and if we're going to go out there and march, we need to go old school style. I said this yesterday. I'm going to keep repeating it. And I hope somebody that is a part of any type of protest organization hears this shit. We need to start going old school with our protests. Sunday finest. No posters. None of that. We have a certain set of posters that we use. We sing hymns. We do chants. We march in straight lines. We Malcolm X and Martin Luther King they ass. You can't be considered a thug or a threat to society in a goddamn suit, in a church dress, in your Sunday finest, singing church songs. Because the optics of police attacking us is going to do the same thing it did during the civil rights movement. It is going to have the world looking like, oh shit, this administration has lost its goddamn mind. No, it's not respectability politics. Stupid. It's another way of thinking. Because us going out there in t-shirts and jeans and YNs wearing masks is fucking up the movement. At least when we protest and we march, they can decide who is actually a threat and who's not. I swear, y'all just be thinking like everything's respectability. No, the fuck it's not. It's another way of thinking. It's another way of fucking up their heads. Because the last thing they expect is for black people to be in fucking suits and church wear, marching in an organized way with one banner in front, black men. It is not what y'all are saying as counterproductive. I'm always buffing and glitching when I start talking real shit. That's what I'm saying. Hi, Aaron. That's what I'm saying. I'm freezing. Am I back? I'm froze. Can y'all hear me? I'm back. Okay. That's all I'm saying. If we're going to get out there, when it's time for us to get back out there, we need to do it a different way. We need to set ourselves aside and away from other protests. When we get out there, and anybody that decides they want to join us, we need to be different. We need to be different. Yes, economic blackout is our shit right now, but there is going to be a time where we're going to have to come back outside. And I say we come back out like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, because the one thing they feared is a man in a suit, especially a black man. That's what they feared the most. That's it. That's what they fear the most. They fear educated black people. They fear that shit. It makes them uncomfortable, especially racist. White racist people, they hate us. And they hate we are educated enough to talk this way. We just need to look the part. And I'm not saying that a t-shirt and jeans does not make you educated. I'm saying fuck up their head. I'm saying bring back the old school style of protesting. And let's see how it affects them. You can't call me a thug. You can't call me a hood rat. You can't call me dangerous. You can't call me a threat if I'm in a damn church suit and I'm in a church dress and I'm marching in a straight form and I'm not out of sight. You cannot say that. You cannot say it wasn't peaceful if I'm singing church hymns going down the street. So if they do decide to attack us, they look stupid. They look dumb. They look dumb. They are in the wrong. And they can't justify because this man was in pants and he was in a ski mask and he had a backpack. They can't say none of that shit. I'm just saying. And that way, the ones that choose to wreck shit up, they will be identified quicker. And we can say they were not with us. You can't say that shit if everybody is exactly the same. They become the thugs. Exactly. They become the thugs in this situation. We don't. And I know we're not thugs. I know that. But I just want to fuck up their head a little bit. I just want to fuck up their head. So I'm going to keep saying this shit. And maybe somebody who's part of the protest will hear this. And maybe it'll change the direction of how we move in this country when it comes to us advocating for our rights. I'm just saying. It could be a different way of moving. I mean, it's an old school way. But that way got national attention. And that way only saw one person as the antagonizer. Only saw one group of people as hate. You see what I'm saying? When the reports came out, it wasn't no thugs versus cops. It was black people marching for peace and their rights, and police officers choosing to do what they wanted to do. That's just what I'm saying, because right now it ain't really happening that much because we're not out there. But when we do decide to go back outside, we got to make sure that we're going out in a way that they cannot fuck with us. And if they do, they're in the wrong. Visibly. Because they're going to put shit in place where we can't record from certain places and all that other shit. I don't think the officers back then have changed, but baby, once you put on that blue, I don't give a fuck what color you are. Once you put on blue, there's a divide. There is a divide. Once you put on that blue, there's a divide between you and the community. That's just it. White, black, yellow, orange, you're blue now. That's just it. And we've never asked people to join us in our marches. They've done it on their own continents. They've done it on their own. And if they're going to do it too, they're going to have to come out in suits and their Sunday best. Suits and their Sunday best. All right, peoples. I am done for the day. I will see y'all on Monday with the weekend recap and the roundup. Y'all stay blessed. Stay out this goddamn heat. And stay hydrated. And for all you racist people, go pick up a Bible. Go pray to God. Y'all need a lot of Jesus, because something wrong with y'all. I really think y'all need to have y'all heads examined. Like, y'all really need help. I be feeling bad for y'all because the more racist y'all are, the more stupider y'all become. Do y'all know y'all education is low? Because y'all dumb? Do y'all not know that? The more racist you are, the more stupider you become. Have a good day. Okay.